Hi, I'm Greg Armfield. I am the owner and the creator of TextP2P. I created TextP2P to be simple, easy to use, and help you in your business. So in this video, I'm going to give you a walkthrough, a tutorial of the system so that you can get up to speed quickly and easily with my system. Now, I have a lot of features to cover and a lot of functionality, so let's get started and I'll make this as brief as possible. Okay, welcome. This is your TextP2P dashboard. Now, briefly, if you haven't yet started your trial, what you want to do is you want to click on the Start the Free Trial. So if all you've done so far is sign up, that's perfectly fine. You can take a tour of the system and you can, create contacts, you can create lists. You won't be able to create a campaign or send text or send ringless voicemails until you start a free trial. So to start a free trial, you're just going to click right here and you'll see it selected to be free trial. You can just leave this information and you can see that the price is $0. You're going to enter in your credit card information and your address and information associated with your credit card and hit pay. Now, nothing will be charged to your credit card, but we do do a pre-auth, a $20 pre-auth, so you will be required to have at least $20 a spending limit on your card. But again, it will not be charged. You're given 100 free credits to use. As long as you stay under those free credits, your credit card will not be charged for 14 days until you start your subscription. So get started today, play around with it, and hopefully you will love it. Now, after you've created your free account, you'll be taken to this screen where you're given a little video on how to get set up and get started quickly. In under 2 minutes, you can have your first list uploaded and your first campaign sent. So if you want a quick reminder video, go ahead and watch that. Otherwise, you can just click under main menu and dashboard and go right back to your dashboard. But before we dive into everything, I want to go over some basics so that you understand, the concepts of what a credit is and how much does it cost and what is the difference between a monthly and a rollover credit. So to do that, let's review the pricing page. Okay, so this is just under textp2p.com pricing. With this little pricing menu here, you can see that the starter package. So when you take a free trial, you sign up for the starter package, and in 14 days, it will turn in, you'll be charged to $21 and it will turn into that starter 500 package where you're given 500 text credits a month. Okay, so with those 500 text credits, you're limited to 250 outgoing texts per day. So if you sent 250 outgoing text per day or on day one, you would have 250 texts that you could send on day two, and then you would be out of your monthly credits, but you can buy rollover credits. So with your package, with any of these packages, your base price, you get a discount on the credit price. So the credit price is about 4 cents a credit. Okay, so you get one dedicated number. This dedicated number is your same by default. It's the same area code as your cell phone that you signed up with, your mobile number, and that is included in your monthly package. So you'll get the 500 credits plus the phone number, and that is all included in the $21. And like I said, you're paying 4 cents a credit, and if you want to buy more credits, additional rollover credits cost a little bit more, 1 penny more, so 5 cents a credit. You do get a volume discount depending on how many you buy, but by default, 5 cents a credit. And the nice thing about rollover credits is they never expire. So you can buy them in bulk if you want, and you can use them month over month until they're gone. Okay, so what is a credit? If we scroll down, you'll see how do credits work? Now, an SMS text is 1 credit. Now, an SMS text is a standard text message, but it's limited to 160 characters or less. Now, SMS text cannot contain pictures or any type of multimedia, but it can contain links. And you are allowed to type up to 305 characters, but then your text will be broken up into 2 SMS texts, which cost 2 credits. So in this, an example, if you sent a text to 3 people, an SMS text to 3 people, that like you had 3 people on your list, that would cost 3 credits. Okay, so pretty straightforward. Now, an MMS text is where you can add a picture to your text message. You can also do videos and PDF and audios and any type of multimedia, as long as it's less than 600 kilobytes. Okay, so there are some free programs out there, resizeit.com, which will allow you to resize a picture. Just make sure it's less than 600 kilobytes before you attempt to upload it. Now, once you upload that picture, the system will allow you to type up to 1,600 characters in a single text message. So instead of, in the case of an SMS, having your SMS split into multiple text, I recommend adding a picture, and then it will allow you to type up to 1,600 characters in a single text message. Along with that picture will all be sent together as one text message. So if you send an MMS to 3 people, it would cost you 6 credits, okay? So 2 credits per recipient. Now, a ringless voicemail is another feature that TextP2P offers that very few other texting platforms offer, and it allows you to send a voicemail it will be dropped on your contact's mobile phone without ever ringing their phone. Okay, so you could call a number, record a message, and then have it sent to all of your contacts, and basically it shows up as a missed call from you, and they can check their voicemail and they can hear your personal message that you left for them, or the message that you left for them, and ask them to call you back or whatever action you would like them to take. Now, an MMS or a ringless voicemail costs the same as an MMS, which is 2 credits. Okay, so again, if you send a ringless voicemail to 3 people, it would cost you 6 credits. So that's how the credits work. It's pretty straightforward. Again, back up to the packages. With the starter package, you get 500 credits. So that would be 250 MMS text or 500 SMS text that you could send. Now, all incoming texts are free. You only pay for outgoing text. Okay, so the system is pretty simple that way, and the system will also check every phone number before it sends a text message. So landlines and non-mobile numbers are automatically filtered out. You're not charged for them. You're only charged for successfully sent text to mobile numbers. Now, the difference in the packages is they increase in the number of credits you get, and they also increase in your daily limit, okay? So every dedicated phone number that you have, a dedicated local number, right, can send up to 250 texts per day. So in this case, you're given 2 local numbers, and that allows you to send 500 texts per day, given that you have enough credits. And the business package has 2,000 credits per month and 1,000 texts per day for dedicated lines. And if you need more than that, simply contact us. We can create a package for you based upon your needs. And remember, monthly credits that you get with your package, they don't roll over. So as soon as your package renews at the end of the month, or I mean, the 30-day after you sign up or your subscription starts, those credits will be wiped, and you will be given 2,000 new credits or whatever your package, states. So that is the pricing and how the pricing and the credits work. Okay, back to text P2P. Now that you understand how credits work, looking at our dashboard, you'll see the number of contacts that you have loaded up, the daily amount that you're allowed to send based upon the number of phone numbers that you currently have, the dedicated phone number. You'll see your daily limit remaining, and this counts down to 0, and you can see it's set to 100 because there is only 100 credits, right? If you would like to buy more rollover credits, you can purchase them right here. And I will click on this and I will show you, you can see how the price goes down with the more that you buy. So if you bought 10,000 credits, you would get the same price as if you had done a monthly plan. Now back to the dashboard, we also have managed numbers. So let's say you had a starter package, but instead of going up to the Pro package, which gives you another phone number, you can always come in here and essentially add an a la carte phone number to your account, which would double the amount that you could send out on a daily basis. So, or maybe you, in this case here, Stacy was assigned a 571 number, and maybe she doesn't really want a 571 number. Maybe she wants a different area code. So what we could do is we could delete this number, okay? And then we can come over here to add phone, and maybe Stacy wants a 410 number, gives you a list that you pick from, and you can say, this one looks good. Now for every phone number that you purchase, whether you have deleted one or you're adding one to your account, it is a $2 monthly fee, okay? So after you've selected the one that you want, you click purchase. It says, yep, confirm, $2 a month. Yep, buy that sucker right there. And now we can go back to manage phones, and you can see that we have a 410 area code phone. And we come back here, and you can still see, because we have one phone, that our daily limit is still set to 250. But now we have the area code that we want. Now, starting over here with our navigation menu, which is under, I call this the little avatar girl, right? For one of the first things that you want to do is you want to go to your account profile. Now, with the account profile, you want to verify your information is obviously correct. You want to verify your time zone is correct. If you want to change your password, you can change it here. Also, if you'd like to sign up for our affiliate program, you can sign up right here, and you can earn 10% off of anybody you refer to TextP2P. Now, these notifications, okay, so by default, you get email notifications turned on. So if anybody texts you back, if they respond to your text blast, for example, those texts will come into your inbox, which is right here. And you will also receive an email to this email address right here that tells you that you have a notification, and it'll give you the message in the email as well. And you can click on the button that it gives you, and you can log right into your inbox and see that response. Now, if you want to turn on text forwarding and have those texts sent to your cell phone and be able to respond directly from your cell phone using your dedicated number, you can do that. You simply turn on this. I suggest that you read the Learn More to learn how to do that. Now, since it is forwarding it to your cell phone, it will cost you an additional credit to do that, but the ease and the simplicity that it provides, in my opinion, it's highly worth it. And it allows you, like I said, to reply directly from your cell phone back through TextP2P. The whole time your number is remaining, your private cell phone is remaining private, and the only number that they see is the TextP2P dedicated number that you were assigned. So it's a great, great feature. Now, you can also turn on call forwarding, which costs 1 credit a minute, but you can put a forwarding phone number right here, which could be your business landline. And if anybody calls that text number, it can get forwarded to your landline for, as I said, 1 credit a minute. Now, if you don't want that, you could turn that off. You could turn that off. So going back to our menu, we have manage numbers, which I've already showed you. That shows you your existing numbers and allows you to purchase more. We have this menu option called linked accounts, which is great for people who want sub accounts. So what you can do is it'll allow you to link existing accounts or create new sub accounts. A new sub account costs $5 a month, and it comes with that one phone number, just like this account here. And you can have unlimited sub accounts under your master account. Now, this is great for marketing agencies or businesses with multiple locations, and maybe you want to have a Maryland number for your Maryland location and a Virginia number for your Virginia location, and you have a different set of people that manage both locations, then that would be a perfect use case for setting up linked accounts. And the other benefit of having a linked account is you can buy credits in your master account for a discount. So you could buy 10,000 credits for 4 cents a credit, and then you can divvy up those credits to your sub accounts. So it allows you to, spread those however you see fit, which is a great option. Now, in addition to linked accounts, we have the add credits, which we've already talked about. We have an auto reply setting that you can set up, and you can think of this as similar to out of office. So if you enable this, anybody who texts you will get the out of office or this auto reply sent back to them. Your billing screen. Now on your billing screen, you can see that Stacy is currently in a free trial mode. So you can see that, all of her costs are 0 currently. But if Stacy said, I love TextP2P, I don't want to wait the 14 days. Maybe I've already used up my 100 free credits and I want my 500 credits now and I want to start my subscription. You can just simply click this button to immediately end your trial and start your subscription today. Now, additionally, inside of this window, you have the auto replenishment feature. Now, this allows you that if you were to run out of credits, like during a middle of a campaign send, you don't want that campaign to stop and get paused for a certain period of time or whatever, or until you come in and buy more credits. What you want by default is it will auto replenish and it will buy you 250 more credits if you run out at 5 cents a credit. So that's $12.50, but you can certainly change it. If you wanted to buy 1,000 credits, you can do that and just hit the update button. If you want to change your plan, if you want to upgrade, you can certainly pick one of the other plans. And of course, if you want to cancel, you can cancel at any time. Just click that little cancel link right there and we will take care of that for you. Now down here you can see your billing history, your charges. You can see there's a $2 charge. You can click on these links to see your invoices. Every month you can see your if you had any billing actions like upgrades, downgrades, whatever, it would list here, and any call history and cost would show up down here. So that's your billing screen. Very useful screen. If you need to update a credit card, it's right here. Okay, so if your credit card expires or whatever, you can update it there as well. Now finally, we have the application screen. I'm not going to go into the application screen because that'll share Stacy's private key information, but that is for if you want to hook up to other applications like through Zapier, right? So TextP2P will integrate through Zapier to 2,000 other web-based platforms. So if you have a CRM or email marketing platform and you would like those texts to be shared between those and TextP2P in a real-time basis, or somebody fill out a web form on your website and have that automatically come into TextP2P and kick off text messages, you can do that using the application API key that is there. And there is a help page on that page as well to give you more information about how to do that. So back to our dashboard. So let's go through setting up your first campaign. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come to lists. You want to create a list, and I'm going to call it My Contacts. All right. Now that we've created My Contacts, I can click on My Contacts and I can upload and import contacts from a CSV file. Now, if you don't have a CSV file, or if you don't know the format, you can click and you can download one right from here. Okay, and basically you just need the first name in one column, the last name in one column, the phone number in one column, email address can be in one column, any other fields that you want to be included, it doesn't matter. You check here to say whether it has headers or not, and select that and hit upload. So here's an example. You can see we need to then label the different columns that we want to import. All right, email address. Now, these other fields, I'm just going to have those be ignored for now, but I could import those into custom fields or tags or wherever I want. Now I hit submit, and you can see that one contact was imported. And I now have one contact in my list. So if I click on the contact screen, you can see I can click on Bill and I can see all of his information. I can change it. I can add tags. I could add a tag of VIP customer. How about that, right? So if I want to do custom fields like, you know, Bill's renewal date, I could type that into custom one, and any field in here can be inserted into your text message in a dynamic fashion. Okay, it's like a mail merge, but basically you could say, hey, first name, you know, and things like that. I can also take notes about Bill if I want. It's a little contact management database built in, and I can, if I had multiple lists here, I could assign Bill to different lists, and I can move Bill back and forth from different lists right here. And when I'm done, I just hit save. Okay. So now that's it. We've created our list, we've uploaded our contacts, and now it's time to send a campaign. Right, so I can come right here, I can say this is a test, and I am going to select my contacts. I can further filter my contacts by VIP if I want, by a tag or not. And here's just a sample message that you can change. You can see you should tell people, at least on the first message that you send to them, how to opt out, and they can opt out automatically by responding with the word stop and only the word stop. If they say stop texting me, that won't work. It has to be stop by itself. Okay, and you know, I'll just leave this message here, but we can obviously type more. Right, this is a test, and you can see the little character counter, it will increase on the right hand side. Right now, remember, an SMS text is 160 characters. So let me show you what happens if I go over 160 characters. It now gives you a warning which says it will cost 2 credits, and I recommend adding a picture. Okay, so simply add a picture, and that will allow you to send up to 1,600 characters in a single text message. So let me get rid of this. Now we'll make it a single SMS message. And if I want, I can schedule a date and time for this text to go out, right? If I want it to go out at 3 p.m. today, I can do that. I could make it recurring. If I want it to go out every week, every day at this time, I can do that. Now, if I want it to go out immediately, I'm just going to leave it blank, okay? And I'm not going to make it recurring. And I can then, I have 3 options, right? Well, 4. I can cancel it and it won't save it. I can save it and it'll just stay in a draft status. I can test it. Now, if I do a test, it will send, here we go. So I'll hit test. It will do 2 things. It will save it. You can see it's in a draft status now. And the message was sent to Stacy's cell phone, okay? And she can view the message, make sure it looks good. And if it does, she can come back into the message. She can click on it. And if she wants to make any changes, she can change the picture, whatever she wants to do. And when she's ready, all she has to do is hit send, okay? Now, when you send, it may go into a pending status if it has a future date, or if it has a list that's more than 50 people, it will be sent within the next 5 minutes, okay? So you will see it go into a pending status. And then it will go into a sending status. And finally, it will go into a sent status. So once it's in a sent status, you can click on the recipients and you can see that it was successfully sent. If it had failed for any reason, like it was a landline, it would tell you right here that it failed. And obviously you won't be charged for any of those landlines or non-mobile numbers or anything that's a fail status. Now, if it failed to be delivered because the handset was not reachable, that's a different case. In that case, you would be charged because the text was successfully sent to the person's carrier. Their handset failed. So that's a different case, but it would tell you that in the status. Now, in addition to sending out campaigns, you can set up keywords. Now, keywords are great because those are like lead magnets. So you can say, I want a keyword of sign up, right? And anybody who texts the word sign up to my number, they are going to get assigned to this list that I choose. They're going to get back this message, maybe a link to my website, whatever. I can even send subsequent text automatically asking for their name and for their email address. Okay, so let's say that someone has responded to either your campaign or have sent you a has sent your keyword, and at that point, you have unread messages in your inbox. Now, not only will you get an email telling you that you've received a message, but you'll also see up here this little blue dot will indicate that you have an unread message in your inbox, which you can click on, and you can see that Bill Smith has responded to one of your messages. Now, this blue highlight means that it's unread, and as soon as I click it, it will become read. And you can see that Bill has sent Stacy a message, and now Stacy can reply and hit send and chat back and forth with Bill, who had just received that message. Over here on the side, you'll see Bill's contact information in case you forget, and if you had multiple messages, they would all be listed right here. Now, you could also filter by unread messages by clicking on this link, or if you want to see all the messages that you've sent, you can click on this and you can see messages that you've sent so far. Now, if you don't want to send a campaign to a whole list, if you just want to send a message to 1 or 2 people, just come into your inbox here, which we're in, and click the Create Message button. So since I have 1 contact, I could just click on Bill right here. I could type him a message, I could schedule it. I could add a picture if I wanted to, and I could hit send. As simple as that, right? So now I've just sent a message to Bill. If I had multiple contacts, I could list out multiple contacts here. They don't even have to be contacts in your database. You could just list a phone number and send it to a particular phone number. And if I come back here, you can see here's the message that we just sent to Bill. So that is a very handy feature. So you don't have to go through the trouble of creating a list and adding a contact and creating a campaign. Simply come in here and create message. Now, one other thing that I want to point out is this whole website is mobile responsive. So it is mobile friendly. So you don't need an app. There is no app that you have to download from the App Store for TextP2P. You simply open up your browser on your mobile device, you go to TextP2P, you log in, and everything gets resized appropriately, so you can do everything. You can chat back and forth with people, you can create campaigns, you can add contacts, you can do everything. Now, as I mentioned, if you do turn on text forwarding, it can get forwarded right to your your texting app that you already have on your phone, and you could respond back and forth with people right from your mobile messaging app that you already have, and you won't even need to log into TextP2P. So just to reiterate that. Now, back to the dashboard. The next thing we're going to talk about is ringless voicemail messages. Now, when you first access Ringless voicemail, it'll show you a video, it'll explain what it's about, how it works, and then it will ask you to activate it. Okay, so I'm going to activate it, and now I have the ability to create ringless voicemails, and these work similar to a texting campaign where you can name it. You can select the list that it goes to, and then you call this number that it gives you, and you enter this PIN number. After you've entered the PIN number, it will prompt you with voice responses, and it'll ask you to record a message, to save the message, and that's it. You hang up once you are happy with the message, and then you come right here to the next line and you say, get the audio. And what that will do is it will retrieve the audio message that you just recorded. And again, you can schedule it to go out at a particular date and time or right now. And you can even list the caller ID. The caller ID could be your cell phone, it could be your landline, it could be whatever number you want. By default, it's going to be your TextP2P number unless you specifies otherwise. Again, you can save it, you can test it to yourself, or you can just hit send, and everyone on this list will get dropped this voicemail message right to their cell phone. How cool is that? Okay, and they just think that they missed a call from you, and they get a personalized voice message directly on their phone. Now, that's ringless voicemail. You can also send it to a particular contact with the RVM contact instead of to a whole list by just clicking on the RVM contact window. The next thing I want to talk about is workflows. Now, workflows are similar to drip campaigns in the email marketing world. Okay, so it will allow you to send one message after another message at a certain interval. So maybe they get a text a day for 7 days. Maybe you do a text and then 2 months later you do a ringless voicemail, and 2 months after that you do another text. So you can set up whatever intervals you want, and I'll show you how to create what I call workflow automations right here. So let's call this one we'll call it my drip campaign. I'm not going to use a template. I want it to start immediately. Okay, so I'm going to associate it to a list. Now, whatever list you choose, as you add people to this list, that will automatically start this drip campaign for them. Okay, I could filter it by tags again if I want. I can make it a template if I want, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to keep it simple, and you can see right now it's associated to this list. It starts right now. It is not a template, and it is not yet published. okay? So I'm going to now go into this workflow and I'm going to start building it out. So the first one, I'm going to just call it text number 1. Okay, something to note here is just with campaigns, you have these tags, right? So first name is a tag and it will actually insert their first name. And all the tags are defined right here. If you click that little question mark under personalization, it will bring up the personalization help center and show you all the tags you can use. But in addition, there is a new keyword other than stop. Stop removes them from all future text messages. They can now do remove. If they reply with the word remove, it will remove them just from this workflow automation. Okay, so if I set it to 0 days, that will mean that it will go out immediately on the very first day that they join the list at this time. Okay, so I hit save. And it says this one will go immediately. Okay, now let's say I want to do another text, right? Text number 2. And I want this one to go 3 days after the first one at 2:30 in the afternoon. I'm going to hit save there. Now we got 2 texts. Now, maybe I want to do a ringless voicemail message, right? I can say, my RVM, and let's say I called and retrieved a message already, and I want this to go out 3 weeks after the previous message, and I'm just going to hit save. Okay, so now I've got a message that goes immediately, a message that goes 3 days later, and a RVM that goes 3 weeks later. Let's say I'm happy with that, looks good to me. I can publish it. Now it says you want to restart it. Like if I had made changes and I want to restart it for the whole list, I could check that box, but I don't. This is the first time, I don't need to. I'm just going to hit publish. And anybody that is on that list is automatically queued up for these 3 messages. So you remember Bill was on the list. So I can click on this little menu here. It allows me to do things like insert before, insert after, move up, move down, rearrange, right? Delete a message. But if I click on messages, it allows me to see what's scheduled. So I can see that this message to Bill is in a pending status and it's going to go out at this time today, okay? Now, if I just click the back button, let's try that again. Okay, so come back to our workflow here. Let's check the second one. So this one should go out 3 days later. If I click this, I can see it's pending and it's scheduled to go out on 4/22. And today is 4/19. So yes, it is days later, okay, 3 days later. And pending means it's scheduled. And the same thing would happen with the ringless voicemail. So that is all set. If I go back here to workflow, I can now see that it's published, okay? Now, if I wanted to edit it again, and let's say I wanted to make some changes, maybe add another message, just remember that you have to republish it, okay, for those changes to take effect. Now I could also export this. Once I have it set up, I can export it. I could give it to team members, people who also have TextP2P, and they could import it. Okay, so it's a great way of sharing your drip campaigns with your, your colleagues, your team members, whoever. Now, lastly, what I want to show you is surveys. Now, surveys are great for, obviously, taking surveys, right? It could be as simple as, how was the service that I provided to you? We could call, basically, they're triggered by a keyword, and I'm going to call the keyword survey, right? It could be whatever you want. It just has to be a unique keyword to your account. Survey close date. So how long do I want this survey to go for? So let's say I just want it to go for a week, and I'm going to end it, on 4/28 at 2 o'clock. Here's the final message they get. You can change it to whatever you want. I'm going to hit save. Now I have just similar to a workflow, except it's triggered by a keyword instead of associated to a list. And now I can start building out my survey questions. So you can see here as an example, what is your favorite ice cream, right? So the answers are here. And when I hit save, those answers will be numbered automatically. And now the user can just reply with 2 or 3, whatever their answer is. I could test it. I could save it. I can close it, right? So I've already saved it. So I'm going to close it. Now I'm going to add another question, and I can change. I won't go through the steps of changing it, but I'm just going to save it as another question, right? So now you can see, when the person types the word survey, they're going to get question 1, and then they're going to get question 2, and then they're going to get the thank you message. Now, again, once I'm done, I publish. Simple as that. You could ask people, how was your service? Rate my service on 1 to 5, right? And if they give you a 5 of it was awesome, maybe send them a Google review to write, right? So you can do things like that. We will graph the results here. Now there's obviously nothing to graph at this point, but the responses are all calculated here. They're graphed. You can export them. You can see a detailed or a summary view of them. Everything that you need to know about the survey. Okay, and the last thing that I want to mention is we have a help center right here. This knowledge base. If I click on this knowledge base, you can see the getting started video that what you're watching is located right here. You can go to help pages. You can search. Every single page has its own help page and video typically that walks you through all the specifics of each page. Okay, so that is located under the Help Center. There is also a submit a support ticket, or you can just contact us by email. Both of those will contact our support team, and we will help you with whatever you need. Okay, so that is it. That is a brief overview of the entire system. So if you have additional questions, need additional help, just feel free to reach out, email us or text us, and we will be happy to answer those. Okay, well, thank you very much. And finally, the log off button is right here.